Neo-dinosaurs refers to a theory that some dinosaur species may have survived the mass extinction event and continued to evolve in isolated pockets around the world. Proponents of this idea point to reported sightings of large reptilian creatures in remote areas like the Congo Basin and Papua New Guinea. Some cryptozoologists believe these animals could be descendants of dinosaurs that adapted to changing environments over millions of years. The coelacanth, a prehistoric fish, thought extinct for 65 million years until its rediscovery in 1938, is often cited as evidence that ancient species can survive undetected. Alleged neo-dinosaur sightings often describe creatures resembling known dinosaur species, but with potential adaptations for their current habitats. The Mokele Mbembe, a supposed sauropod-like creature reported in Central Africa, is one of the most well-known examples of a purported neo-dinosaur. Some researchers argue that vast unexplored regions in dense jungles or deep oceans could potentially harbor undiscovered large animal species. The persistence of dinosaur-like features in modern birds, such as the cassowary's head crest and claws, is sometimes used to support the idea of surviving dinosaur lineages. Neolithic engineering refers to the advanced technological capabilities of ancient societies during the Stone Age period, which some theorists believe were far more sophisticated than traditionally understood. Proponents point to megastructures like Stonehenge and the Karnak stones as evidence of complex knowledge in geometry, physics, and astronomy among Neolithic peoples. The construction techniques used in ancient sites like Çatalhöyük in Turkey suggest a level of urban planning and architecture that challenges conventional views of Neolithic capabilities. Advocates of this theory highlight the development of tools like the plow and pottery wheel as indicators of significant technological innovation during this era. The discovery of sewn plank boats from the Neolithic period in North Ferriby, England, is cited as proof of advanced maritime technology and engineering skills. Supporters argue that the transportation and erection of massive stone slabs for megalithic structures required sophisticated contraptions and mechanical knowledge. Some researchers propose that Neolithic societies possessed a deeper understanding of materials science and structural engineering than previously believed, enabling their monumental constructions. While mainstream archaeology acknowledges Neolithic advancements, proponents of this theory suggest that our ancestors' capabilities may have been vastly underestimated, potentially rivaling later civilizations in some aspects of engineering. Nephelococcygia refers to the practice of interpreting shapes and forms in clouds, often attributed to having deeper meaning or significance beyond mere pareidolia. Proponents of this concept believe that cloud formations can convey messages, omens, or insights from higher realms or collective consciousness. Some practitioners claim that certain individuals possess a heightened ability to discern and interpret these cloud messages, similar to other forms of divination. Supporters often point to historical and cultural references of cloud reading, such as Native American traditions and ancient Chinese meteorological texts, as evidence of its long-standing significance. Advocates argue that the ever-changing nature of clouds makes them ideal canvases for universal or divine communication, as they are unbound by human manipulation. Some Nephelococcygia enthusiasts maintain logs or photographic records of cloud formations, attempting to correlate them with subsequent events or revelations. Certain believers in this practice suggest that modern pollution and climate change may be affecting the clarity and frequency of cloud messages, adding urgency to their interpretation. Nephilim refers to a race of giants mentioned in ancient texts, particularly the Hebrew Bible, believed by some to be the offspring of angels and humans. Proponents of this concept point to various archaeological discoveries of unusually large human remains as potential evidence for the existence of these beings. Some researchers interpret ancient megalithic structures and unexplained engineering feats as the work of these alleged giant beings. Certain theories link the Nephilim to extraterrestrial visitations, suggesting they were the result of genetic manipulation by advanced alien civilizations. Supporters often cite flood myths from various cultures as accounts of divine judgment against the Nephilim and their corrupt influence on humanity. Some interpretations of ancient Sumerian texts and other Near Eastern mythologies draw parallels between their divine human hybrid beings and the biblical Nephilim. Proponents argue that the widespread occurrence of giant myths across different cultures and continents indicates a shared historical memory of these beings. Nephilim protocols refers to a set of alleged secret procedures and agreements between governments and extraterrestrial beings, specifically related to the management and concealment of Nephilim presence on Earth. Proponents of this theory claim that these protocols were established to regulate the interactions between humans and Nephilim descendants living among us. Some believers suggest that certain genetic research programs are covert attempts to study and potentially replicate Nephilim DNA. Supporters point to unexplained disappearances and unusual government operations in remote areas as potential evidence of Nephilim-related activities covered by these protocols. The theory often incorporates ideas about underground bases and facilities dedicated to housing or studying Nephilim individuals. Some versions of the Nephilim protocols concept propose that world leaders are briefed on these agreements upon taking office, explaining sudden shifts in policy or behavior. Advocates sometimes link this idea to ancient texts and artifacts, suggesting that historical records of giants or demigods are actually early documentation of Nephilim presence. Nested sun refers to a theory proposing that our sun is actually a complex, multi-layered structure containing smaller suns within its core. Proponents of this idea suggest that the sun's energy output and stability are maintained by these internal, nested solar bodies. Some supporters point to unexplained solar phenomena, such as coronal mass ejections and sunspots, as potential evidence of internal solar structures interacting. Advocates of the nested sun theory often cite ancient mythologies and religious texts that describe the sun as having multiple layers or components. Certain versions of this concept propose that advanced alien civilizations may have constructed or modified our sun to create this nested structure. Believers sometimes link this theory to ideas about hollow celestial bodies, suggesting that other stars and planets might also have nested internal structures. Some proponents argue that the nested sun could explain certain anomalies in solar observations and provide a new framework for understanding stellar evolution. New chronologies and history denials refer to alternative theories that challenge conventional historical timelines and events, proposing radical revisions to established historical narratives. Proponents of these theories argue that significant portions of recorded history are fabricated, misinterpreted, or deliberately manipulated by academic and political institutions. Some supporters point to inconsistencies in archaeological dating methods and historical records as evidence for their claims of historical inaccuracy. Certain new chronology theories suggest that entire historical periods, such as the Middle Ages, were invented or greatly exaggerated in length. Advocates often cite the work of Russian mathematician Anatoly Fomenko, who proposed a new chronology, compressing much of ancient history into the Middle Ages. Some versions of these theories argue that major historical figures like Genghis Khan or Julius Caesar are composite characters or misinterpretations of other historical events. Proponents sometimes use astronomical calculations and analysis of ancient texts to support their alternative timelines and historical reconstructions. New colors refers to the theory that there are undiscovered colors beyond the visible spectrum that humans could potentially perceive with enhanced sensory capabilities or technological assistance. Proponents of this idea suggest that our current understanding of color is limited by the biological constraints of our eyes and brains. Some researchers point to animals with tetrachromatic vision, such as certain birds and insects, as evidence that a broader range of colors exists in nature. Advocates argue that advancements in neurotechnology or genetic engineering could unlock human ability to see these new colors. Certain theories propose that psychedelic experiences or altered states of consciousness might allow glimpses of these undiscovered hues. Some supporters of this concept cite synesthesia, a neurological condition where senses blend, as a potential gateway to perceiving new colors. Quantum physics theories about additional dimensions are sometimes linked to the possibility of colors existing beyond our current perceptual range. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. The left link takes you to more clips like this. The right link takes you to the full episodes these are from. Thanks for watching.